I've seen a lot of comparison tests between the Royal Enfield Hunter and the TVS Ronin. Don't buy either. And at this point, you can stop watching this video. Or I could explain. Let's talk about toothpaste first. So when Colgate made toothbrushes, you can imagine that they had a great success on their hands, right? Did you know that they also tried their hand at food and they made burger patties and lasagna and stuff? And how do you think that went? That is a classic example of brand extension. And these two, and the way they are, it's a brand extension. Royal Enfield is trying to find customers who normally don't buy Enfields. And TVS is trying to find customers who do usually buy Enfields. In this particular case, I think they could have done better. See, I've worked with Royal Enfield and TVS as a journalist for 23 years now. I've seen both these companies grow and learn and do so much great work. I know Royal Enfield from a time when they didn't have any money at all. And I think till 2009, they were basically spending time building up their brand. And today, they are an extremely effective engineering company. And TVS? I don't think of them as strategists. I think of them as engineers, world-class, innovative engineers. They make absolutely tremendous products. In fact, both of these companies make amazing products. These two, however, are not from that category. This motorcycle needs to appeal to people who don't buy Enfields, which means it can't be very much like an Enfield, but it is. And that motorcycle, I don't even think it's a TVS by any stretch of the imagination. More importantly, that's a 225, that's a 350, and they're both very slow. And if you're never going to go fast, you're never going to leave the city on your motorcycle, I can imagine that you'd be happy with either of these two machines. But that's not how I see motorcycles. I think motorcycles need to go wherever I want to take them. And the whole point of having a 225 or a 350 is that they should be happy on the highway. They'll go on the highway, but they won't be happy. And how does it come to that? How can machines this large still behave just as well or badly as machines much smaller? Why should we accept that? How did this happen? In TVS's case, I think they like to benchmark machines and beat them. And the benchmark for the Ronin 3 or 4 years ago would have been the old classic 350. Did they beat those benchmarks? Yes. But about a year and a half ago, the new classic 350 from these guys came out, and it reset those parameters, I think. Too late in the Ronin project to fix. Of course, what I can't explain is why it looks like that. I mean, that's... This motorcycle, on the other hand, I think it's a victim of the classic 350's success. When they built the J series engine, the only motorcycle it absolutely had to succeed on was the classic 350. And it did. The classic 350 is smashing. This, however, has an engine that doesn't fit the promises the rest of the motorcycle makes. This should go faster, but it can't, because the engine won't. Did they not get the rest of it right? They did. 17-inch wheels makes the motorcycle lighter, sportier, all of that. But at the end of the day, when I ride these two, I don't feel like I want to ride them again. That involvement is what motorcycles are about. And these two, they don't have enough. The irony of it is the names they've chosen. You see, in history, Hunters and Ronin, they didn't live behind the walls. The Ronin, it's stuck behind the conservatism of TVS. That's the wall it's stuck behind. The Hunter, it's stuck behind these enormous, extremely powerful brand walls that Royal Enfield has built. But Hunters and Ronin lived outside. They had hard lives, but they were free. So this is my opinion on how two potentially great motorcycles turned out to be these. But I know you're trying to make a purchase decision, right? Well, that video, it's up next.